What if I told you that an object from outside our solar system, something that was never supposed to be here, has now broken apart, and one of its fragments, nearly 2 miles wide, is currently moving in Earth's direction? This is not science fiction. This is not a dramatic movie plot. This is real data, captured by real telescopes, analyzed by real astronomers, and based on real calculations. The object is called 3I Atlas. And if you think this is just another ordinary comet, that's where the story truly begins. Because 3I Atlas is not normal. It does not belong to our solar system. It was not formed here. It did not evolve around our sun. It was born around another star in a completely different star system. It then traveled billions of kilometers through the darkness of interstellar space, before finally entering our cosmic neighborhood. This is what scientists call an interstellar visit. And when objects like this fracture, when fragments break off and begin moving independently, the conversation is no longer just about ice and rock. It becomes a question of trajectory, of velocity, of direction. This is where science becomes serious. Because a 2-mile wide fragment may seem small on a cosmic scale, but on a planetary scale, it tells a very different story. Objects like this rarely move toward Earth. But when they do, scientists don't speculate, they calculate. And the latest observational data, now processed through updated models, is not something you'll see in everyday headlines. But for those who understand the language of gravity and motion, for those who read the universe in numbers, one thing is clear. This is not a comfortable situation. To understand what is really happening here, we have to slow down and let science speak. First, one very important point must be absolutely clear. 3I Atlas is not part of our solar system. It did not form around our sun. It does not belong to the family of planets, asteroids, or comets that have been orbiting here for billions of years. Astronomers know this because of its orbit. Objects born inside the solar system follow predictable paths, mostly elliptical, gently bound by the sun's gravity. But 3I Atlas does something very different. Its trajectory is hyperbolic. That means it is moving too fast to be captured by our sun. It is not looping around. It is passing through. In other words, it came from outside, and it will eventually leave. This single fact changes everything. Now about the fragmentation. In space, things break all the time. Comets fracture as they heat up. Asteroids crack due to stress, rotation, and tidal forces. Ice expands. Rock fractures. These are normal cosmic processes. This is physics, not fear. So the idea that 3I Atlas broke apart does not automatically mean danger. It does not automatically mean something unusual or artificial. Nature is perfectly capable of tearing objects apart all on its own. But here is where the story takes a subtle turn. What makes 3I Atlas different is not simply that it fragmented. It is where it came from and how fast it is moving. This object was shaped by a completely different star system, a different sun, a different gravitational environment. Its chemistry, its structure, even its internal stresses were forged far beyond our solar system. And then it was ejected, something powerful enough, perhaps a passing star, perhaps a massive planet, flung it into interstellar space. For millions, maybe billions of years, it drifted through the void between stars, cold, dark, untouched. Now, after all that time, it is here. So when fragments break off from an interstellar object like this, scientists are not just tracking motion, they are reading a record. A physical memory of another star system written in ice, dust, and rock. Every measurement, its speed, its angle, its composition, tells a story about a place we have never visited. And that is why astronomers are paying such close attention. Because when something arrives from interstellar space, we are not just observing physics. We are witnessing the history of another world passing silently. The question everyone is asking quietly or out loud is simple. Could this fragment actually be a threat to Earth? It is a natural question, but the answer is not as simple as yes or no. Science does not work in absolutes when it comes to objects moving through space at unimaginable speed. It works in probabilities, in distances, in trajectories. And that is what makes 3I Atlas so fascinating and slightly unsettling. Imagine a fragment 2 miles wide, larger than some of the biggest structures humans have ever built, hurtling through space. If, hypothetically, it were to collide with our planet, the consequences would be significant, potentially even civilization-altering. But the reality is that space is vast. Distances are enormous. Earth is a tiny target. And the path of this fragment is being tracked with extraordinary precision by multiple systems, including the Atlas Survey, NASA, and the European Space Agency. These observatories continuously monitor the fragment's speed, trajectory, and changes in brightness. So far, all signs point toward a close pass, not a collision. Science calculates risk based on data, not fear. It is meticulous, deliberate, and careful. Exactly the opposite of panic. And yet, as always with interstellar objects, speculation arises. Some wonder, could this object be artificial? Could it be a probe or something sent intentionally from another civilization? Here, science provides firm grounding. No evidence supports such claims. All observations to date are consistent with natural processes. A cometary fragment born around another star, traveling through the void of interstellar space. Still, there is something humbling about this scenario. Even with our best calculations, even with our most advanced telescopes, there is uncertainty. A tiny difference in trajectory could make the outcome very different. Space reminds us that we live in a universe far larger and far stranger than our daily lives suggest. History teaches us a lesson. The cosmos has a way of surprising even the most experienced scientists. From unexpected asteroid encounters to fragments of comets passing close to Earth, the universe constantly reminds us of its vastness and unpredictability. 3i Atlas is no exception. Its journey is a story of immense distances, ancient origins, and cosmic forces at work. And while the immediate risk to Earth is low, the emotional and intellectual impact is enormous. It forces us to ask, how do we respond to objects from beyond our solar system? How do we measure our place in a cosmos that never stops moving, never stops evolving, and never ceases to surprise us? In the end, the fragment is more than just a piece of rock. The fragment of 3i Atlas may never actually strike Earth. In terms of immediate danger, it is not a threat. Yet in a way far more profound, it has already touched us. It has struck at the very core of our curiosity. For centuries, humans have looked up at the night sky and wondered, what lies beyond our sun, our planets, our solar system? Today, we have a tangible answer, in the form of a fragment that has traveled billions of kilometers through interstellar space, carrying with it the history of another star system, another world, entirely unlike our own. We live in a universe where pieces of distant star systems can reach our cosmic neighborhood. And when they do, they remind us just how small and fragile we are, but also how fortunate we are to witness such events. Science allows us to observe, measure, and understand, giving meaning to these encounters without panic, without speculation beyond the evidence. And this is where curiosity becomes our guide. Observing 3i Atlas, studying its trajectory, its structure, and its chemistry, we are not just looking at a rock in space. We are reading a message, a natural record of the cosmos that connects us to worlds we may never visit, yet that exist nonetheless. If you want to continue exploring such cosmic realities, without hype, without fear, and entirely through the lens of science, then take a small action, like this video, so that the algorithm knows science matters. Subscribe to join a community that reaches beyond Earth, beyond the ordinary, into the extraordinary vastness of the universe. And in the comments, share your thoughts. Do you think interstellar visitors like 3i Atlas will become more common in the future? Every like, every subscription, every comment is a step toward understanding the cosmos together. The universe never stops moving, and neither should our curiosity. And as long as we keep asking questions, observing and learning, humanity's journey through the stars has only just begun.